What is going on, everyone, and welcome to WreckTalk. And today, we're going to talk about this team. I never can get the mirror right. We're going to talk about Kennesaw State. Now, we don't often talk about ADs, but this AD, I think, made an awful decision. I think it's wrong for their program. I also think it's morally wrong. But this AD, what is his name? Their athletic director is Milton Overton. So they basically came out. This is a statement he made. Coach Brian Bohannon informed me this morning that he has decided to step down as our head coach. Now, this was a few days ago. Now, Brian Bohannon comes out on Twitter later and says, hey, I just want to tell everyone I was fired. I did not willingly step down. So this moron Milton evidently came out and lied. Oh, he stepped down. In truth, he was fired. Well, he must be an awful coach, right? If that happened. Well, I wrote down some things here. So before 2022, they were in the Big South FCS. FCS is the football championship subdivision. It used to be 1AA. We used to have Division 1A, which is what we all watch now, and Division 1AA. And then there's like a AAA and stuff too. But it's the division below the highest level. He was a 4-time playoff contender. He also started the program. Kennesaw State didn't even have a football program until 2015. He started it. I think it was 2015. It might have even been before that. But this guy literally founded the team. Now, Kennesaw State's maybe 20 minutes from me. I have a ton of friends that graduated from Kennesaw State. I know some people that work at Kennesaw State. So I'm partial to Kennesaw State. I'm kind of a Kennesaw State fan. I hope well of them. But Bohanan, 4 playoff appearances, 3 conference titles. Overall, he's 72-38 for a guy that founded the program. That was those conference titles and playoffs. That was in the Big South. They go to the ASUN, which is also an FCS division. In 2022, he goes 5-6. So he moves up a little bit in conference, goes 5-6. Then in 2023, he goes 3-6 as an independent. And this year is the first year he's in the FBS. He's in Conference USA, I believe. That's the big boys, right? That's what Georgia Tech's in. That's what Georgia's in. Alabama, LSU, Miami. They're all FBS schools. In his first year in the highest level of play in college football, or the highest division, I guess you could say Power 4, Group of 5, and then Independence, or whatever you want to say. But the highest classification you can be, he goes 1-8. However, he beats Liberty, who some people had as a playoff team, who's been very, very good. They hired Jamie Chadwell, who was kind of this up-and-coming, or maybe not up-and-coming, but he was a hot-name coach. Liberty gets the guy that's in Auburn now, Hugh Freeze, Hooker Hugh Freeze. Liberty's a good team. That's a massive win for them. And you fire this guy, you don't even give him 1 year. A guy that's multiple playoff appearances at the level below, multiple conference titles. As he moves up, his record's gotten worse, but he's playing better teams with inferior talent. He's playing levels above him with levels below him's talent. Doesn't even get a year. Then you lie about even firing him. If you're going to fire someone, Milton, at least have the stones to come out and say you fired him. Now, here's the other thing. They were paying Bohanan $400,000 a year. Now, realize at the FBS level of play, that is not even really good coordinator pay. I know this because I'm a fan of Georgia Tech, and we have historically our head coach is making 2.7, and then it runs to like 3.3 at the 5th year of his contract. He's one of the lowest paid Power 4 coaches. We just had our first $1 million coordinator. In other words, $400,000 is mediocre coordinator pay. So the only reason an AD would fire a coach is because he thinks he can get someone better. You think you can upgrade in coach. Let me ask you this. What coach worth a darn is going to take a roster? Well, let's back up. What coach worth a darn is even going to want to come to be the head coach at Kennesaw State? The AD now has said, we're willing to pay a coach $500,000 a year. Even if you were willing to pay him a decent salary for Kennesaw State, which would probably be at least $1 million a year, who's going to want to take that job? What is the capacity for your football stadium? Like 5,000, 7,500? How are you going to recruit? Who's going to want to do that? In other words, you're not even going to get an up-and-coming group of 5 coordinator to come for that pay. In fact, I guarantee you there are group of 5 coordinators that aren't world beater group of 5 teams that pay their coordinators more than what the ceiling is you're willing to pay a head coach. I think this is disgusting. Again, you don't even give a guy 1 full year that founded your entire program, the reason you even have a job. At the first year he's at the FBS level. I hate to say this because I do have a lot of friends that are KSU grads. I hope the worst for their program until this AD's fired. Because you're not going to get a decent head coach for $500,000 a year. And it's not going to be at Kennesaw State. Aside from that, anyone worth a darn that played for you is hitting the portal. Because they see that you lied about firing your head coach. Like, what is the play here? If you're a KSU fan, what do you think about this? Do you agree with it? The friends that I have that graduated from there seem to think, they're like, man, yeah, I don't know what you're doing. Who do you think it's realistic for you to hire? Because I'm here to tell you, you don't even know their name. You would have to get a head coach or coordinator from the FCS level. That's the only people that would be willing to work and be a head coach in Division I FBS for $500,000 a year and then take a new program at this level of play up. I mean, I just don't get it. Again, it's morally bankrupt to me to do this, especially then to lie about it. I hope this ends up with this AD's termination at some point. Now, Bohanan, if you didn't know, was the quarterback and B-backs coach at Georgia Tech under Paul Johnson. He actually comes from a pretty good coaching pedigree. In other words, why this is so stupid is the best coach that would be willing to coach under the restrictions you have playing, being a new team in FBS, and for the money that you're paying him, you just fired. So congratulations, Milton. Again, let me know in the comments what you think. Y'all have a good one.